Good morning, guys. So, with a quick show of hands, how many of you are SEO practitioners? So we got more than 50% of the people in SEO. And another thing, how many of you guys got hit by the Google recent updates? It's okay. Nobody's recording that side. Okay, so I know a lot of things happened in the last couple of years, specifically in the start of this year. They started from September. So we're going to talk a little bit about those. The Google Helpful Content Update, which I think hit everyone. So that's something in which they undid some of it, but not all. So, of course, I love this statement. People must know the past to understand the present and to face the future. Yeah. Okay. So these are the evolution of Google content algo updates. So there were a lot of, of course, the first bigger update came 2011 when I knew a lot of businesses shut down because of the Google Panda updates, which was one of the biggest at times. There a lot of things keeps on coming, but we all scrapped through. But what happened was in 2023 when the Google Helpful Content update hit, many websites, they couldn't recover. Some did recover, and then Google came with the March update, which was also another big update. And then they recently finished their 2024 algorithm update, which supposedly was supposed to help most of the guys. So did it help anyone? Did anybody had recoveries? Oh, I forgot you never confessed getting some. Right. Sorry, wrong question. Okay. So we're gonna deconstruct a year of SEO disruption. So the Search Engine Journal ran a small survey, which we would all agree to. In 2024, what was the biggest challenge or the SEO faced? So the number one challenge which everybody faced was algorithm. Number two, link building, and number three was technical SEO. And of course, what are the most three difficult tasks for SEOs? It's algorithm, link building, technical. Now, interesting thing is when the same survey was done in 2023, content strategy was the number one task, and now it dropped to fourth. Algorithm changes were number four. Now it moved to number one. So then it asked, what do you think in the next 2 years, what's going to be the most biggest shift in the SEO industry? And we believe, of course, it's going to be generative AI, which we call these all LLMs, large language models. And then, of course, it's going to be Google updates. So it's not only you, it's getting harder to achieve SEO goals. And interestingly, only 17% of the SEO said they achieved goal more than 90% of the time. So, and 53% of the SEO said it's harder achieving SEO goals compared to 2 years. I mean, I know a lot of affiliate sites, businesses shut down because of these Google updates. So Google did came with the update. They said it's kind of a rollback, but it's kind of more of a marketing gimmick rather than the rollback. So we're gonna go a little bit into it. But yes, so it's still possible to minimize these SEO challenges. So there are a lot of things we can do to go along with the SEO now. I know, and we all know, SEO is not going anywhere. So yes, Google percentage of search traffic dropped a bit, but still substantial. So it's not something I can or you can ignore. So let's go through the three key points for the SEO success. First is, of course, future-proof the content with the help of LLMs and EEATs and use AI to accelerate a cost-effective execution. When I say use AI to accelerate cost-effective solution, I'm not talking content. So how many of you guys with a quick show of hand use AI in SEO beyond content? Okay, so that's good. So we're gonna talk, and of course, most important thing is normalize SEO testing. Testing is very, very important. A lot of us people ignore that, but yes, SEO testing is the key here as well. Of course, how we can accelerate those, but how do you integrate these existing SEO data? Of course, there are interesting use cases where you could take the data and put it into ChatGPTs, and they could do something for you. Now, what happened was content was, of course, commoditized by Google when they say that AI content is okay. You could put AI content, and that people thought it's okay, and that's where it went wrong. or it went south when people are starting using a lot of content for the AI purpose. Of course, keep on generating a lot of content. And the results, lower quality content was spread across the Google, or let's say across the internet, and that's where the things went south. This also happened when the Google then has to double down on fixing these things. And of course, the interesting, as you know, more importantly, the HouseFresh. Some of you might have heard about HouseFresh, which was a site which got hit, and then Google invited those guys and did the marketing, and so they show that they are good guys. So, but again, the roller coaster is something which is painful. So I don't know what's going to hit tomorrow. SEO, we believe, SEO started believing SEO is not a sustainable business. And yes, that's because of all these roller coasters. So the Google helpful content update, which started it all. So there was a couple of interesting studies out of all these helpful content update, which I would like to share with you. And we know what was helpful content update, or we don't know, basically. So the helpful content update was not what you think. So this was a research which was done by Moz, and the findings were the sites which got hit most were the sites which does not have brand authority. They call them as a brand authority or a BA, just like a domain authority. But more importantly, the sites which got hit didn't had any brand searches, and they were not big brands. So the sites which got hit were not big brands. Yes. Yeah, and brand authority, that's what it is. So this was a key thing which this finding came up, and then they did a lot of analysis on that, and they found that there was a correlation, not just because of domain authority, but the brand authority, and the top 3 sites which gained were the one which had brand authority. So that is something was interesting here, which came up. And so what about the last update rolled out? So if you see the ranking performance during average changes between September and March were 90%. September and March winners, that's the key, 0.05%. So it's not many websites which recovered because of that. And what about, and it's only a partial relief. So this is a comparison between September and March winner and September and March losers. So you would see the comparison just shows that it's been a very partial recovery indeed. So that's something, but it goes back to say that it's more to do with the branding. I'm not just saying if you go out and have your brand searches done, increase the CTR, that's going to help. Yeah, but the brand searches is something which is natural. So because what happened is a lot of people started taking as SEO as just an SEO, just a task. They don't took it just like a marketing channel. So if you have to think like you have a real business, which we all do. So how do you make that real business successful is not when somebody search for a particular keyword on Google, or somebody searches for your brand on Facebook, or not brand or the keyword. So it's more about how does people remember those brands. And that is where the key, that is where as we as an SEO lost path. But of course, AI has to be blamed with, of course, us as well. So that is where we started generating content, forgetting that if it's a branded content, that's going to resonate well with the audience. That's where they're going to come back. So that's what happened. Now, there is one more interesting study, and this study I found much more interesting is the sites which has too many low quality pages can hurt your core algorithm. So there were instances where there were sites which were pumping content like millions and like in thousands to millions, and those are the sites which got hit. Interestingly, once those sites removed those pages from there, and they recovered. So that is another interesting thing. So helpful content update or any Google update was to devaluate the content which was of low quality. So the content which is of high quality. So of course, a lot of people say, okay, go in the Google Search Console, find the pages which are not receiving clicks in last 6 months, blah, 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 and try to build on those. But how many pages can you do that? And how much with the speed? You can't use AI all the time. So that is where it seems that if people would drop the pages which are not indexed, of course, you can go check that in Google Search Console. You can check your crawl budget. So this is an interesting, and there are sites which recovered because of this. So this is what I wanted to bring to that. And one more interesting thing was the content which was ranking, the top positions for most of the industries has shifted. So for example, previously, this is just one keyword which I took was laser cutter. So if you see, I took two examples, one before the helpful content update in September last year, and one right now, let's say of 13th September. So these two updates, if you see, an Ahrefs does a nice job of telling what kind of results were coming then, what kind of results are coming here. And if we identify the intent, so if you see the intent, this is what the SERPs were, or search engine ranking results were in 2023 August. This is what they were as of yesterday. So if you see the product review and comparison sites, which is of course the affiliate sites, were ranking very higher. Product information sites were coming. Educational and informative videos were coming. Now if you see, they are more about purchases, they are more about compare best, and they are about learning about lasers. So the intent changed. So this is interesting. I did ahead and also search for a keyword which is like money keyword we call, which is like buy laser cutter. So the previous example was just laser cutter. Now this is buy laser cutter. So we discovered this. Again, this is of 10th September and this is of the 2nd of August last year. So if you see the intent here, so again, the product comparison sites all lost. So it's not just about if I go and say you lost rankings for the keywords which were related to buy. It's the intent is changing and the results which are coming in top has changed. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about, and interestingly we did an analysis. So most of it was something to do with called as EEAT, which we will be talking a little bit, and how you can use AI to evaluate your content for the EEAT as well. So what interestingly changed was the optimization alignment. So probably previously you were just ranking for relevant queries. Now you are ranking across the user search journey. In fact, you have to produce a content which needs to be relevant for the user search journey. So what is this? So this is what we were doing, SEO keyword optimization. We were optimizing strategies for particular terms or particular keywords. Now what happened is, now the shift has moved towards search intent optimization. So the strategy is which goes beyond content. So the content which you produce needs to align with the broader goals, needs to align with the user journey. So that's where the search intent optimization comes in. So if we are building content which is search intent optimized, not search engine optimized or not SEO optimized, those are the content which are winning. Now let's see how you could leverage AI for some of these. Of course, we know traditional AI is more where you refer the human analysis you do with the human beings. Now the AI SEO utilizes AI. Of course, it can help you assist AI. It can help you assist the content, create content. But I believe AI generative content and AI assisted content, these are two different terms. So when we look at AI generative content, that's what we thought, it's so easy to create content. But if you could use AI to assist you generating content, that's much better. So as I spoke about the website which lost, so this is one of the AI tools we use. So we checked AI EAT checker. So we put buy laser cutter in it, the website which lost and the website which gained in it. So we did an analysis. It does all the EAT models are in it. So it did the analysis and this is the output. So it analyzed particular page and it compares with the top 3 results which are winning. In fact, I went ahead and found and seen the pages which are constantly there in top 3 or top 5 across these Google updates which have not moved. So those are the updates which I saw, and then we discovered that, so this EAT analysis, again, I ran it yesterday. So then it gives you a nice difference comparing that and it gives you in fact the examples as well. So this is where we used AI. So, and it's a very long page. I have just given you a couple of screenshots to make you understand how you can do the EAT analysis. So previously, if you could do EAT analysis based on the expertise and authoritativeness, now you could actually do the comparison with the top 3 sites, and that gives you a much better output. So we did that. Some more use cases for the AI, and they will not be any of related to generating content with AI. The Horseman SEO crawler, which we use, has a GPT content recommendation and insight integration. That's something we can use. You can also use SEO add-ons to leverage OpenAI. So there is numerous AI GPT for Sheets, which you can integrate into existing content. We also use it to identify search intent and of course to perform a sentiment and analysis on existing keywords in bulk, because the challenge becomes when you have to analyze a lot of content. So that's what you can use. You can also detect the parent subject or the main category of the existing keywords and classify them here. Of course, the another way which we use is generate titles, H1s and FAQs vendor. So you can use this numerous AI extension which does this job very well. You can rewrite the content of your templates to make it unique for different categories. So again, the thing is you have to rewrite, not write from the scratch. And not just content, you can leverage AI chatbots to support auditing and technical SEO. So what we do is we help use it to obtain a speed and a core web vitals. So it could give you, you can use this ChatGPT and you can use this to get the checklist, what actually is missing in your page. You can in fact get an actionable insights to improve the page performance metrics when it comes to technical SEO. So that's what you can use AI for. In a nutshell, it's about taking advantage of AI functionality. So of course you could use ChatGPT for different tasks and different of the tasks which you want to perform. So I'm just going to give you an example how we use it for our keyword discovery. So this is another tool of ours, how we can do. So you provide a primary keyword and you provide your industry and you just submit. So what happens next is, I will show you the screenshot so it's not very clear here. So it runs through it. So in fact, so it gives you the list of long tail keywords. So with the long tail keywords, with the search volume, these are not the search volume which are based on ChatGPT, these are real search volumes. So you find these related keywords for the, let's say, air conditioner repair, a local use case. It gives you the search intent. It actually gives you the notes that what kind of a content should be generated for them. I could go ahead and did the long tail keywords as well. So we did the LSI, now we have a long tail keywords, and what are the, of course, the search intent, which is you can have a transactional or you can have a commercial or a navigational or informational. It gives you search intent and it also gives you notes according to you. We went ahead, it actually gives you the LSI keywords, which is latent semantic indexing. So it gives you those type of keywords, and this is just with one click.
These are custom ChatGPT you made, right?
Yes, right.
We all get access to it?
Yes. So, and then you get the NLP key terms as well. Now, it doesn't stop there. So then it says, so the keywords can be generated, right? So what is important is how you do the topical map generation. So you take this content and then you want the 5 semantically relevant content created with these keywords. That's where we go. It's now starts giving me the pillar pages, the subtopics, the cluster pages, what I need to do. So this becomes very, very interesting. And to top it up, it actually gives us internal linking strategies as well. So when you're writing content, so you could pass this all to your writers. That goes there.
Excuse me,
yes.
If you give it a blank domain that you're about to work on, will it give you the site structure to build out as well? Could you add that in for me?
Yes. Yes. So in fact, it will give you the whole sitemap as well. Just not in content, but give you in a style of a mind map as well. So it does that. So the topical map assistant then gives you 30. So we went ahead and we said, okay, for all of these keywords, give me 30 semantically relevant content. So, you know, each keyword 30 semantically. So you do the maths, how many content it's going to be. And of course, then we said, okay, now go ahead and create variations for these topics too. So there is no depth. Now doing these, so here is one of my favorite sites, which I want to share with you. This is, I don't know if you guys have about out this cakesbymk.com. This site is basically built on topical map authority. Look at the growth here. And this data is again of yesterday. So, and do you see any update method? No. Now what happens? So this is, if you see, these are all the keywords which it ranked for, and interestingly, so all these keywords which you see are basically based on this topical map. They haven't used my topical map system. It's just I'm demonstrating how they have gone ahead. And if you go just look at this, you will understand the power of the topical map and the topical authority and how they have utilized it for that. So, and you have seen the traffic. So this is what it is, but I'll go back and remind you not to dump too much content because that's where it hurts. So that is not some, of course, AI doesn't mean that something I can do on a scale. Yes, AI means you could do on a scale, but scalability, when you, for example, dump perhaps 1,000 pages in one go is not gonna help. So you have to, because that's what a lot of people did mistake. Oh, it's AI, we can do it like, wow, I can do it in 1 hour. So somebody say, yeah, man, I did this 100 pages in 1 hour. Gone are the days of boosting that, in fact, not only to do it. So that's where you could do these type of things. And if you look at this website, just an example, you will see how beautifully they have created content for almost of those topics. So this is what interests, and it works. So I've given you an example how it does, and that's where. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about Google AI overviews. So of course, the Google keeps on changing name. It was SG, Search Generative Experience, and now it comes to AIO, they want us to call it. But there are some interesting things which AIO, I still believe, is in an infant stage. So there are some interesting things which I want to share with you on that. First of all, does AIO search in real time? What do you guys think? No. Yeah, that's the right answer, no. It uses pre-existing training data from the Google index. So that's what it does. So let's start with the good news. For more competitive queries, you might have a better chance at AI only if you are ranking for a relatively less competitive query. So for example, the query how to brake in running shoes might be too difficult to rank high, but you could, however, a keyword like braking in shoes faster might be less competitive and relevant. So it's not about you want to rank in AIO for the most competitive keywords. It's just like long tail keywords. You have to think that way. You could very well easily rank in. So what's most important thing is AIO will only show if your page is in top 10 for that particular query. So if you are not in top 10, AIO is not going to help you. This is an interesting study which was done. So I've just put it. So of course, optimize for direct match and related queries, and prioritize, of course, high SERP position. And one more thing, you will see that there are a lot of YouTube references which also comes into it. So you could use YouTube with proper CTAs, of course, and proper titles which matches those contents. So that is also very, very important. So Cyrus Shepherd, quite a well-known SEO, of course, he did a research where his content was ranking #1, but was not in AI. So what it is, he simply updated the web page to closely match the text of the AI overview. So that's one trick you could do, only if you are ranking in top 10. If you are not ranking in top 10, this won't work, of course. So it's key then to pay to the attention to already AIO featured pages. And of course, you could use those analysis and do. So now he also ranks in the AIO and also ranks in the featured snippets. That's what we do. There are some myths which I want to make you go away. So AIO was quite prominent a couple of months back, but then after the criticism, Google dialed it down a little bit. Now, this is as of now, AI overview appears in 7.6% down from 17%. Interesting thing, AIO features 30x more on mobile than on the desktop, and top 10 web results featured in AIO almost 99.5%. So that's what it is. 77% of the AI includes reference links exclusively from the top 10 results. The keyword here is exclusively. You won't find any references to any URLs which is outside of top 10. And of course, another interesting thing is impact by intent. So AIO right now seems to be working more on informational content rather than anything else. This was a study which was done recently by SEO Clarity. So this is an AIO impact by industries. Which industries got maximum impact? The AIO. And of course, the YMML, which is the most hit with this.
Your money, your life.
Yes, your money, more your life. So this is the highest, in fact, 44% was for the YMML. So this is an interesting thing how it works. And also, so this important thing is if you are already ranking and not yet featured, what kind of a content type? So you could see what kind of a content are, basically what I'm trying to say is, If you are ranking in top 10 and you are not an AI, oh, just study the top, just study the description and try to be matched as possible, as closely to possible, and that it works. Now, another interesting thing which, yes.
Do you do maps at all or organic?
Maps, yeah, we good in maps.
Try to get maps to show up because I can't no matter what.
No.
Like you said, exclusively, it's only the search. They totally disregard maps except for the images.
Yes. But again, it is very infant stage. The whole thing is very infant. So, I mean, I won't be surprised what I'm doing here 2 weeks now. All this study is useless, honestly. But they are but I think they are going in the right direction, because of the pressure from the ChatGPT, they intend to do something for their market share. So that's what now another interesting thing is, how many of you people think can we track and measure traffic from AIO? So Google Search Console gives you no options to track it, but yeah, we're going to come to that as well. Yeah, so tools like SEMrush started recently doing the tracking with the AIO. Very interesting. So you can go and find what kind of AIO you are ranking for, and what, of course, if you can do something about it. Bright Edge also does the AIO studies. And there is another tool which I want to mention is Zip. Yeah.
Do you mean tracking from like when you're mentioning perplexity as the link in the thing and someone puts perplexity?
Not exactly. The AIO is specific to Google. The AI optimization is the top. So ranking there. Perplexity is no, but it's just for the search. So AIO. So this is another tool which I would recommend you guys to try. Is gyptie.dev. You get a 14-day trial. So this tool is another one which you could interestingly scan. Gyptie.dev. So you could use this tool also for doing this analysis as well. Now, with that, I, of course, done with my presentation. Of course, it's time you can unleash your SEO imagination, and as expected, I am here to questions, open for questions. Yes, sir.
The brand authority study that you found is funny because on the plane, I saw someone in the mastermind I'm in shared a link to someone who made a tweet talking about that part of the update that he uncovered. It's about brand authority, right? Not what we thought. You found this on your own? Do you know that person? Is this? I don't do much organic, so I don't study updates like that. I study the algorithms for maps. Is this something widely known, or you recently discovered? Cato, you know the tweet I'm talking about? Anybody know the tweet I'm talking about? You do know who I'm talking about?
It was on search engine journal, like it was from the mind that he published it on like search engine journal type.
And it was recent, right?
Yeah.
So when you said that, I'm like, holy smokes, this is the second time I'm hearing this in a short amount of time. And that's all I talk and promote about, right? Brand.
Yes. Everything here is recent, so no stale stuff.
Where did that data come from? How did you uncover that?
So I found that on X. On X, and of course because the guy shared data and it was matching. But you know this the flip side of it was that it actually means the bigger brand wins. You know, the more Reddit, the Forbes, those are the brand, because then the more uproar comes, because what this study is saying, unless you are a brand, you can't win. Yeah. And the bigger brands are winning. You see the recent update, it actually increased the share of Reddit. Google came with penalties for parasite SEOs, and the recent study says all of those guys changed their URL structure, and boom, it's still ranking. So the parasite SEO, which means that you could rank for any keyword while using the authority of the third-party website. So for example, I get an article published on Forbes, or even for that medium.com, you could rank for that particular keyword. So that Google came up and warned in May that websites which are doing that will be penalized. Funny thing, just 2 days back, Google said they have no idea when they're going to start implementing that. So it was just a fake warning, nothing has happened. So they all changed because it's too big an authority. So the study basically means you're going to do for a smaller keywords, but for a very, very big, higher competitive keywords, the chances are less to get ranked. Yes. I'll just come back, yes.
You mentioned that these results are not real time, so they're lagging a bit. Do you have an understanding what that time frame is?
Real time, for which one?
For AIO, like the results that are being...
No, what it means is that the results, Google is searching its own index. So it's not that Google is doing the calculations, it just had the data for the top 10 results, which they already do. So that's the real time. So it's not doing a search. So it's not that you do a tweak and you will find yourself up in there. So that's what I meant with the real time.
Okay. Quick
Yes,
question. You had mentioned search intent,
Right.
And the topical map.
Right.
Is there any value to mapping the keywords in the priority based off of where they are in the user journey? Like I know from just the conversion rate,
Yes.
perspective, but topical map is semantically related, but not necessarily where they are in the user journey. So
But it's easier to do if you have the list of keywords and you have the intent and you could do the. I think it's easy. It's not that tough. But yeah, that will be another use case where you could utilize it to get better rankings as well. Because
So going with the theme of 1 page plus 5 supporting articles,
right, pillar pages.
Yeah. Given that model of the topical map work for the first one, are we saying that those 5 are it, or do we need to create another 5 for every stage?
So right. So the question is just creating one main page and 5 pillar pages be enough? So I would say, I don't know who came up with the concept of 5 pages, it works or work not, but I think 5 is underrated. So it again depends what kind of a keywords I'm using. Just like I showed for that cake site. So it's 5.
So, I'm sorry, real quick. I think that's for a minimum. He'll know better. And if it's
Yes.
local, you want to do
Yeah,
like 5 minimum to
yeah.
get that silo working. But that should be a minimum.
Yes.
Not the ceiling.
Yeah, it's Bill Slosky that, so Rick, rest
Yeah, rest of
Yes.
he's the one that actually came up with that based on the patent.
Right.
And so it's a minimum of 5.
Right.
You're probably gonna need more depending on the competitive nature of it, but you throw 5 subpages under something,
Per main subject, right? Not just
Right.
total.
Right. Right.
So let's say you have top of the funnel, like keywords like, I don't know, something with a power test or whatever it is, right? So let's say you were doing laser cutter or whatever.
Right.
And then let's say you went down to middle of the funnel, laser cutter reviews or something like that.
Right.
That probably be lower funnel. Are we talking about 5 for each of those if we wanted to map it to each stage of the user journey?
Yes, but again, if it's no longer like a math, I would not do it like this maths.
Exactly. You're gonna drive yourself nuts. Sorry, real quick. I would say no, right? Because listen, each user is gonna enter wherever they enter on their journey, right? You don't have to give it to them like read this article, then this article, then this article, then this article,
Yeah,
then
but
this
we're trying
article.
to crush it for every stage, right?
The thing is, they come in from different areas. So, for instance, to tie in what we've heard today so far, you take what he's discussing, and when you get your content together, whether you have a client that wants to be in front of the camera or not, you use AI to produce a little video for you, right? That answers one of those 5 articles. Each one is probably a PAA leading to the main topic, right? When you post one video, it might hit one audience. The other one might hit a different audience. You're just touching on all the different parts of the funnel, but it all stays within one silo.
Right.
Now, if you want to set up CTR manipulation and engagement, then that would be where your mind is going, and then yes, those keywords matter and how you're gonna start, end, and close off the engagement. But for what he's saying and for content-wise, nah, you don't. It's good to think like that, but it's not needed. They're gonna enter the
You don't need
funnel.
as much content to rank now.
Say again?
You don't need as many pages to rank this stuff anymore.
No, definitely not.
differently tomorrow.
If you look at the sub-articles in the funnel, you can end up with cannibalization.
Yes.
Because you're raising your chances of cannibalization. You can actually knock that in the center of the spoke and start knocking that down because you're overdoing it. So,
Yeah, it goes back to the study which I showed that too many of pages in the index can actually hurt, right? So that's,
especially low content.
yes. Yeah, I'll come back, yes.
Have you guys downloaded SearchGPT if it's going to take over AIO?
We tried, but it's too early. So we tried the SearchGPT, yes, too early. Right. Yeah, the ChatGPT came with the SearchGPT. Right, so just a few days back. Yes.
Have you seen an impact from site traffic with the AIO being applied to your ranking pages? Like, are more people going to your website off the AIO? Or
Sadly, no. Less people are going. So if you rank in AIO, the part right now is you get less clicks. Yeah, that's the thing.
do you have like a percentage you're seeing so far, or is it still too early?
It's very early. To data is very small because the thing is the The only few tools which just came out last month, so it's very early to have a broader data unless we have. Yeah.
Is yours gonna be available?
Yes. Yes. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you.